Hello guys and welcome to this video. Now, I wasn't intending to get this watch, but then when I saw how cheap they are now on sites like Amazon, eBay, etc., I managed to pick this watch up for just $169, I believe, or somewhere around $170. And considering when this came out, it was a bit of a limited edition, or at least it looked that way. It's certainly a lot more interesting than your average Seiko 5 Sports. I had to jump on it and see what I could do with it because this could be a really nice one to mod if you are trying to find interesting examples to modify on a budget. So this is the SRPJ47. As you can see, even on the tag, it still says it's RRP of 335, but now they are available for around half that price, it seems. And I can kind of see why. I imagine that this was not as popular as the blue dial example over on the left. It's just this color scheme isn't ideal, I don't think. I do really like that kind of copper, brownish, orangish, see-through dial, which is the first time I'm actually holding one of these, and I want to have a good look at it and see what we can do to make it a much more exciting watch. Now, also we've got this brown and kind of black and kind of coppery brown bezel insert. This is Seiko standard aluminium. We've got their standard hardlex crystal. Nothing really wrong with that. But then for some reason, we've also got this sort of putrid yellow color on the second hand, which to me may look a fairly good contrast against the dial, but it's not a particularly attractive colorway in my opinion. So what I'm going to be doing is having a go at modifying this, and of course I'm going to show you the outcome. Immediately I'm thinking those brown copper colors, it makes me think of the root beer. So let's see if I can turn this into a root beer mod. So if you're new here, by the way, SBK Watches is my store here in Dubai. I'm based online and I make custom watches for clients all over the world. Now you'll see many videos of me going through a variety of watches I've built in the past on YouTube and on Instagram. That's sbkwatches.ae on Instagram, of course, as well. Now, please do follow me for more updates on these, but this one I was so curious about, I just had to buy it and try it myself. And this may well end up on my store too, so do check it out when it's ready. Now, let's have a good look at this dial because that's the first thing I am interested in here. Now you can see the day wheel and the date wheel behind there and this clever cutout, and there is a bit of a stepped pattern to the edge of the markers there, I guess, to hide the plastic insert underneath. So it is a really interesting dial for the price point. I mean, sometimes it's worth buying the whole watch just for the movement, the dial, maybe the case, and then changing a bunch of things to suit your requirements. Now, everyone by this point will probably know I really like the Seiko 5 Sport line, especially because they're so easy and quick to modify. They all fit SKX parts, apart from things like crowns and a few other small changes. Now, another thing I've just spotted is the case back looks a bit different, so we'll have a look at that in a moment. Now, nice Seiko bezel action, pretty quiet, but quite defined, and interestingly, everything seems to line up. If you've not used one of these before, the operation is fairly simple. Let's just check it's not, oh no, it is about to change its date, so you can see the wheels turning in the background. I believe we've got the Spanish and English version on the days, and if you pull to the first position, you can manually adjust those as well. Now, it might be quite cool to see what this will look like with a different movement, but I think I'll stick to the 4R34 because it's such a nice, simple automatic movement. I am going to get rid of that second hand for sure, and in fact, I might change the full handset. I'm going to keep the case. I'm going to possibly keep the actual bezel because it's got nice action, and the crown, and just decorate it with some sapphire, change the hands, change the bezel insert, so sapphire ceramic, and possibly a rubber strap instead of the okay Seiko bracelet, but it is a little simple. So looking at the back, so this is something new to me. It looks like a kind of blacked out case back. You can still see through it just about, but I'm not sure why they did that. Why did they black it out like this, unless that's just a protective sticker? Let's peel the sticker off. Okay, so it gets marginally lighter, but yeah, it's interesting that. So it's got this sort of blacked out tinted case back, which I've not seen before. I'm not totally sure why they did that. But either way, it's an interesting model, and at the price you can get these at, this might turn into quite a fun watch to modify. So let me get my tools out and the parts, and I'll show you what I come up with. So here is the modified version, the SRPJ47 root beer version. Now this has a ceramic bezel insert, it has a double dome sapphire, some Mercedes style hands which simplify that dial and get rid of that awkward coloured second hand as well, and a fitted rubber strap from Monstraps. This is a classic design I usually do on the SRPD76, which is the black and rose gold version, but I think for something a little different and a little bit more unique, the SRPJ is a cool one to do this on as well. Now, I did try actually a few different bezel inserts, but I settled on the root beer because I feel that though the colours aren't the same as the dial, they do kind of match and complement each other. So we've got an orangish dial, we've got this reddish brown bottom half of the bezel insert, and then the rose gold numbers kind of help link it all together as well. Now for the hands, Mercedes hands, and by the way, all of these parts you'll be able to find from DLW Watches, and actually Namoki Mods has similar parts too. But the hands I wanted to keep fairly simple. The standard Seiko hands I'm not a big fan of anyway, and the seconds hand I just couldn't get over that colour. I did actually try an orange seconds hand on this first, but it just looked too colourful. I think we needed to let that dial do its own thing, because it is quite a nice, unusual dial, and everything else around it I just wanted to keep fairly classy. Now, I did actually realize as I was building it that this is also a made in Japan Seiko 5 Sports model. Now, I believe the see-through dials of this one and the blue one I showed earlier are actually always just the made in Japan version. So considering it's a made in Japan Seiko 5 Sports to start with, we've added a ceramic bezel, we've added a double dome sapphire, fitted rubber strap, and updated those hands. I think this is a really good value proposition for anyone looking for a cheaper Seiko to get into modding, and still keeps it, and that dial definitely keeps it very unique compared to other models in the lineup. What do you think, guys? I really like the outcome here. I think it's a far cry from what it used to be like, and I've really enjoyed building it. Only took me about an hour and a half once I've got all the parts assembled. There'll be links to all the parts below, and of course I've got plenty of videos showing you how to do various mods if you are so interested. So thanks guys. If you've enjoyed what I've shown you here, please consider subscribing, please like the video, and of course follow me on Instagram. I've updated my Instagram from Seiko Mods Dubai to just @svkwatches.ae. Based in Dubai though, and I ship worldwide. This watch is going on my store soon at a really good price because of that great deal I got on the base watch. And check it out. I'll see you next time, guys, and happy modding.